There we go. They can hear us, but they can't see us.
We'll have this down
There
to
we go.
fine.
Sorry,
fine
guys.
artsy.
I had a moment of audio issue there because all of my normal setup had disappeared. It is now back. There we go.
Boom.
Good evening.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 132
I know.
of
It
Sit,
just
Talk
seems
and Hobby.
it keeps going up that number. I don't know why.
I don't know. How peculiar, Thomas.
Yeah.
How very peculiar. So, Tom. Oh, so basically, those who are new to the stream, what we do...
We're very professional streamers,
Tom,
by the way.
in case you're unfamiliar with the format, is that we sit here, we do some hobby, we have a little chit-chat, and encourage you to do exactly the same. So, Tom, what hobby are you working on tonight?
Well, I thought I'd do some of these. Some Terminators.
Terminators.
Yes. Fresh off the press, so to speak. I'm going to see if the shoulder pads that's from the old kit still fit on them. We shall find that out very shortly. And they look about the same size. So yeah, I'll let you down in a minute. How about yourself?
I'm not 100% sure at the moment. I'm arranging my paint desk, my paints. I think I need a new paint station.
Bigger one? Or
yes, definitely a bigger one. No, definitely a bigger one. Also, I do have a certain Dark Angel Fallen guy that I've got to work on a little bit, I think. Get him painted up. But yeah, what about everyone in the chat tonight? What are people doing?
And obviously tonight is competition night.
Yeah. Absolutely, my friends. Absolutely. So hopefully you guys can tell us what you are hobbying on. Orkster is still on the challenge entry.
Well, I mean, you technically posted a picture. We got it, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah,
I say.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is a weird construction method.
Captain Jack on Grey Knights. Gift to himself while he's on holiday. Sometimes they're the best gifts.
Well, you know, if you can't treat yourself, who can you treat? That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly, Thomas.
I've got to look up numbers now. This is not good. I'm not quite sure if I'm in the right frame of mind for this.
You can do it, Tom. What's everyone else working on? Going to be finishing off painting a beholder for a friend. Ah, nice. Very cool. Very cool.
Nice little beholder. That's always a good bit of D&D reference there. I like it. Still got to fight one of them in I campaign at some point. I don't know if I want to.
Anyone else doing any funky hobby tonight?
But yes, obviously me and Dom had a very long weekend of 40k-ness, so we're full on 40k, but we're ready to do some more soon. I guess. So.
Indeed, we are, Thomas. Indeed, we are. So, except for this one model that I've got here, I'm going to be. Well, we could talk about the 40k game, the Apocalypse game, without going into too much details.
Let's talk about the logistics of it, Dom, and how much you enjoyed parking near my house.
I might as well just walked with all my cases from my house.
It would have been, well, I don't know.
A pain in the bum.
So, as you know, well, you may or may not know, I live in the middle of a town centre, pretty much. And parking is quite a premium in more ways than one, especially if you leave your car in the wrong place for a long time. So, poor old Dom, we did a little shuttle for the models, and then he parked probably about a mile away from the house in the end.
Yeah,
because
insane.
Which is madness, really. But we did get it all done in the end, and we even managed to get it all. Well, I know you got it all back, so.
Yep. But as expected, there were some breakages. I've got I'm still unpacking stuff, so I'm not going to say exactly what has been broken. But as you can see, the Titan has now back in his honourable place.
So
The
that
Titan
one's
made it in one piece.
that was.
Uh,
I mean, to be
and the
fair,
World Eaters, some of the World Eaters are good. And I've got some Knights down here. They're slowly filling up cupboards. So we've got lots to unpack still.
I've kind of halved on the front room.
Good.
Yeah, it was just when I started looking at the stones.
Yeah.
On the board, I was like, "Oh no, not now."
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a couple of days time.
Yeah. When you're feeling up to it, give it a go.
Clean up after apocalypse game is probably the worst bit, I think.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because it's a bit different from playing on a standard 40k table where it's just like literally, yeah, well, even then, to be fair, so half an hour of packing stuff up.
Unless you've got the perfect setup, of course, where you sort of press a button and then I don't know, a Roomba comes out and cleans it all up for you.
Yeah.
Which just for reference, I don't. So.
Yeah. How peculiar, Tom.
I know it's weird, isn't it? I haven't managed to bridge that level of programming for it to understand how to clean up models yet. But I think one day we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. There's always yeah, exactly. So basically, myself and Tom, we played an apocalypse game. 17,000 points aside.
Indeed.
Which is an insane amount of models on the board.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Have you even thought about certain unit types and how many you had on the board?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, in a way, I was just thinking about what I could add to it, actually.
Well, okay. So, like, along the lines, how many Terminators did you have in that game?
I had 15 No, sorry, 25 Terminators in that game.
Yeah.
And I need more now. So.
Yeah.
And there was probably.
Actually, the same. I actually had 25 as well.
I think you did as well. I think, yeah. And,
25 Terminators.
And then I think foot troops. I'm just trying to put.
Hello, rules lawyer. We're just having a debrief.
I'm trying to think roughly what the model count would have been on foot. Because I had 30, so that's 60. Another 20, that's 80. I had over 100 people on foot, Marines on foot.
Yep.
Well, actually, well over 100 in the end, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's quite a scary thought right there. And I want more. Well, actually, yeah.
The thing is, as well, like talking about models on foot, I had 95 cultists, 60 bloodletters. And then all the assortments of other guys that, like, other things that were stuck on the board to start with. So we're just going to go through a bit of the apocalypse game. We're not going to go into points scored or what happened and such.
That's for next week. That is for next week. So you'll have to tune in next week to get the full skinny on that one. But yeah, it was a spectacle. I think we both realised that we want a bigger board.
Yep.
Even though the one we were using, we actually extended when Dom arrived on the Friday night. We went, well, put an extra one on there, and then we even went after we finished. We're like, I think we need one more. I think one more would make this spectacularly interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with that game and the board size, I think it was the right size for the game.
Yes.
Like our previous one the year before was too small for the points that we had on there. However, this was the right size. But, it was to be fair, it was quite interesting when we had the Titans, for instance, and you'd measure the guns and you're like, no, I'm out of range. And you're like, geez, the range of these weapons has never, ever been out of range.
Yeah.
But now in this game, I'm like...
I think that's the first time we ever had that, actually, because I think, before it was like, oh, yeah, I actually can't hit that. I'm going to actually have to move this.
Yeah.
Because they never normally move, you see. That's the thing. They normally just sit there and just fire at what they can reach, which is normally everything. But yes, it was quite. Even light cannons were obviously stretched for a change as well, which was nice. You couldn't just stick something at one end and go, I can hit everything. So I think what I'd like though is if we added one more, and I think it adds a layer of tacticalness that could be achieved. with
Yeah.
certain units because it was still tough to do certain things.
Yeah, I think generally, it added a big aspect to the game, didn't it? That
Yeah.
we would kind of have to start thinking about things a little bit differently. And yeah, I think generally in these games, overall apocalypse games, you are using different tactics that you wouldn't even dream of before.
No.
You're like, right, okay, I've got to kind of think about this a bit more. Once again, no spoilers for the game, but we did realize that flyers, I would say, easily have a place in apocalypse. Where in
100%.
normal 40k, they definitely don't have a place. They're kind of, these odd units. You're like, how's that going to achieve anything? But in apocalypse, it was quite a major factor.
Yes,
Um,
they were actually useful
mm.
because obviously, for those who don't know, flyers don't have a maximum movement range. They have a minimum, but they don't have a maximum. Apparently, it just says 20 plus. That was all it said on the key card, so that's what we went with. So you could get them across the board and actually do some interesting things with them, which was quite nice. So yeah, definitely something that I've got. So as an example, a couple of things I've got sitting in a box is I've got 3 Storm Ravens that I'm not using.
As you do.
As I do, because we never really thought about using them. So, but now I think I'll get them done up and ready for the next game. So there's 1,000 points probably there, I'd imagine. I don't know how much. Let's find out actually how much is a Storm Raven, Dom? Let's see. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. So, guys, without seeing the apocalypse game, is there anything you'd like to see in future apocalypse games?
Yeah. Obviously, the theme will typically be what we do, unless we do a game with other people. Obviously, so Black Templars and Word Bearers and other Chaos units or Imperial units is kind of where we're sitting at the moment with those ones. So, so a storm. Excuse me.
Okay.
I'd like my predictions to be correct for once. Well, you had to wait and see, friend neighbour Inquisitor. And Storm Ravens.
Maybe we'll have a poll at the beginning
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah,
See how it changes.
well, because I'm planning on editing it Friday, Saturday, and having it render over the weekend, and then have it up coming out. So basically, guys, we'll premiere it on Tuesday, and the current plan is that we will obviously we'll release the video, but we won't obviously do a live stream because I don't want to get over the technicalities of trying to do an overlay on the premiere because obviously it's one of our videos that we want to release and actually have out as a video. So what we'll probably do is we'll open up a channel in Discord for you guys to chat to us during the premiere, and we'll have the chat open on the video to chat with people that aren't in the chat to try and pull them into the chat in the Discord. So just bear that in mind. So if you guys are about for that, and I'll give you an idea of how long that'll be, hopefully, as in how long the video is, because it's going to be longer than our normal kind of hour-ish that we tend to do. But you don't have to save the whole thing. Just if you want to pop in and watch a bit of it, pop out again. You can always rewatch it because it'll be there waiting.
Waiting for your return.
Yeah. So if I actually got those 3 Storm Ravens, that's another 790 points right there.
Easy then.
So that's that, and then and maybe I'll convert my Night Lord Storm Eagle over as well.
In the Discord, but I put mine on Dom since his stuff got a points cut before you guys played. So I'm going to say wait.
Well, I will just say something that Dom altered his points for the game.
Yeah. So I ended up taking stuff out in the end.
Because it was he did have a big drop, but then we basically matched the points up, so it was equal from that point because we realised that might be a problem. So we caught that one for Neighbour Inquisitor. Okay,
yeah,
taking away that rule as well. That's good. Just checking what I can get on the. The Terminator Sergeant can finally have a Power Fist.
And also it's worth mentioning, Neighbour Inquisitor, the Chaos Force wasn't exclusively Chaos Space Marines. So it was, I don't know how many points roughly there were, but it was a split between the Titan, the Chaos Knights, Demons, World Eaters, Word Bearers. So, top of my head, probably at least 50-50 at this
Yeah.
point of what was word bearers and what was
Yeah,
other assorted chaos.
that's a fair estimate. Like I said, mine was a combination of Black Templars, Red Scorpions, Knights, and a Titan. So, okay. Well, it's always good to have a bet and stick with it. Don't feel you have to change it for any mind games that you may play this evening. You never know who wins these games.
any forthcoming mind games.
But yeah, we a lot of people always ask us straight after the game, "Oh, who won? Who won?" I said, "Well, you have to tune in and watch it."
Yeah.
We don't like to give the result away. Yeah, that's the one benefit of us. What was the narrative story of the game? Do you know what?
It's more of a grudge match. It's a continuous
yeah.
grudge match we have between the 83rd
and the
Black Templars
and the Galeras Crusade. That's the two things. It's more of It's we probably could have put a bit more of a spin on it, really, but maybe we should do that next time. Focus a bit more on actually, why we're battling on this bit of land.
Oddly enough, we put more of a spin on our big joint games, I think, when it comes to the narrative than we do for our normal Apocalypse games. Which is interesting, really, because we both enjoy it, but we tend to put more effort into the story of the big, like, Chaos United Force.
Yes.
Than we do with our one-on-ones, because our one-on-ones is more of a it's that thing we lead to every year, isn't it, Tom? Where we kind of always up our forces. So, like this year, it's 17,000 points. Who knows what it's going to be next year?
All I can say is we do have a goal in mind. we want that mystical 1v1 40k versus 20 versus 20, not 40k. Jesus, that would be mental. 80,000 points. No, 20,000 versus 20,000 to give us that magical 40k thing. Because obviously we have done that in our joint one, but it'd be cool if we could both manage that as a little, I don't know, a little team goal for us.
Yeah, I think generally we are heading in that direction, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah,
it's.
I don't think it will take too long.
Closer and closer.
It just depends on how well we collect over the year. Plus, if I changed it and Dom did win, I'd be furious with myself.
Okay. Valid point. Valid point.
I think you should definitely change it.
What?
Rules law. That is probably pretty much it. We are just literally in a locked battle. We disappear for recruitment for a year and then come back for another go because no one can quite land a killing blow for the Crusades. We could do that for the next one, where the loser has to burn all their models and start again.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, you can do that if you like. That'd be good. Burn all your models.
I don't want to.
No, I'm sorry, Tom. That's what the audience wants.
That's what the audience wants. They want to have a live burning in the park.
Yeah, a good old burning.
Well, you see, because you couldn't affect it now. I mean, we couldn't retroactively change anything. I mean, although you never know. While you're watching it, the result might be wrong, and we've added it up wrong, and you go, "Hang on a minute."
True. That is true.
I can't find this. You've had a problem when you're just trying to find. Oh, Jesus, there it is. Good Lord.
Tom is bringing Feast Storm Rings. Dom needs to paint up 3 or 4 Helldrakes.
Well, he's already got 2.
I've got 2, Matt, that are already painted in Wordbearer colours. And I've got a third in my old World Eater colours, which I've and ahed. At some point I will repaint. But yeah, probably not going to go out and buy another Helldrake, to be honest.
No,
I tell you what,
not on your list.
It's very frustrating. Yeah, where I think we briefly spoke about this on Sunday, where the Chaos Force are quite limited to what you can have flyer wise, or even
100%.
When it comes to dedicated transports.
I agree.
Because you're just like, oh yeah, these are my my 2 or 3 choices. Where Marines are very lucky when they've got a lot of stuff.
They've got more variation in what they can pick.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble as well because I quite like the idea of having like a Storm Raven, not Storm Raven, like a Fire Raptor or something. But then I'm like, well, they're legend at the moment. Are they going to be legend in the next edition, or am I going to be completely out of luck?
Well, unfortunately, I think they did indicate that anything that was Legends this term wouldn't get new rules the next release. So we might be at the mercy. Yeah, we might be at the mercy of how much stuff changes, because obviously, if it's a basic change, like they just change some points or something like that, you can carry on using them, whatever, fine. But when they start to change things like, oh, we're going to put armor values back on tanks, something like that, then you're a bit of, you know what I mean? That suddenly becomes a problem. But I think we both said that actually, if there was units we wanted to use, and we would try and work out as best we can what those changes would be, because I think it would be silly not to, quite frankly. So I
think where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, 100%. I think it'd be daft not to at least try.
Because some of them are very cool units to have on the battlefield. Well, rules lawyer, what I've done in the past, when it comes to certain little trophies and stuff, is I sometimes try and have, like, my Leviathan Dreadnought is in my mind, the lore is it is Tom's old Leviathan Dreadnought.
Oh, you see now, look,
that was destroyed in an Apocalypse game and has been rebuilt and is now a word bearer one because it's got little Black Templar iconography on.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm trying to think, well, what could I have this year that I may or may not have destroyed? So
I've got to start doing this now. That's it.
I don't think Black Templars will be taking Chaos stuff.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably true, actually. I think, yeah.
Like, oh, silly me.
But maybe we could create a pile of word bearer dead and have it as a kind of a homage to our fight against evil. Because everyone knows that there's definitely good and evil in this.
What? I'm sure I can think of something. I'm trying to think what I did destroy of yours. I'm going to.
Just there was a lot of destruction on both sides, so I'm sure you can find.
Absolutely.
An appropriate section of something.
Let me just check on Battlescribe for something.
Now the games begin.
Yeah. Quickly, let me order something.
No, the only modelling I can do is basically where I do have a plan for one of my Empress Champion. I do have a plan. But actually,
really?
I could do an even better one, although it would be a bit weird, based on what you're calling his kill in that corner. I don't know if I should do that. That'd be a bit weird.
Remember, Tom. You can maybe put basing material on as like a word bearer thing, maybe.
Well, no, because obviously you remember the one you bought me, the Emperor Champion you bought me with the Orc as the base.
Yeah, what's that one called?
The bird. What was it? Something B, wasn't it? I can't remember now. It did have a specific name, and I can't remember what the term they used was. One of the guys in chat may know what the Marine with the Orc, what the Emperor Champion with the Orc base was called. I swear there was an actual name of that Emperor Champion.
Yeah, there is.
I swear it began with a B, but I might.
I
might be wrong. But yeah. By the way, these Terminators go together very easily.
Good.
I've almost finished one. I'm just hoping these shoulder pads from the old kit.
What do you think of the
Bayard? There you are. Bayard. That was the one.
The Chaos Spaceman Codex is amazing. I really like the look of it. The hype around it is great. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it because that is going to be awesome. It's worth putting a disclaimer out, obviously, that the Apocalypse game is using the Index, not the Codex.
Yes.
Chaos Space Marines.
Because it wasn't out.
I think we should clarify that when we put it up, just to prevent anyone going, I think if I knew your Codex, you can't have that.
The usual.
Yeah. But yeah, no, really hyped for the new codex. It looks really good. I'm looking forward to trying it out. All the detachments, from what I can see, are particularly tasty in different styles, and what I quite like is that obviously my Chaos Force has got to that size where I can try all of those attachments out and actually have a reasonable fleshed out force for it. So I think that would be quite cool to try that out and see what I
definitely.
can come up with in different ways.
Right, it does unfortunately look like they have increased the size of the shoulders too much to make it doable, which is very sad. So
that is very sad.
We transfer time, which is fine. Just not ideal.
Cypher is going to have a nice brown cloak, I think. An attachment that focuses on demon killing. What terms there is? Yeah, I know it's a bit of a shame. However, you know, a lot of the other detachments will still kind of work quite tastily with those particular units. I think Warp Talons are going to be in for a bit of a surprise. Spare marine parts, particularly head into orcs. Yeah. Rules lawyer. I had a similar thing with an orc back in the day before orc battle wagons had a proper model. I had a converted Land Raider Crusader that I got from someone. No names mentioned. And I would have trophies on there as well. So there'd be like the little hooks, and there were Chaos Space Marine helms I'd hang off the top, and there'd be all sorts of stuff going on. So it's a nice little mind game you can play with your regular opponents. Oh, very nice, Tom.
I wish I had more of my normal ones so I could give you a size comparison. They're definitely bigger. Oh! I'm super hyped for the Dread Talons, though. I'm collecting Wordbearer, Night Lord, and TS at the same time, so Dread Talons work beautifully with the Night Lords. There you go. Did you manage to get your box set in the end, or was it a complete bust in the end?
Complete bust. I don't think many people did. It looks ridiculous.
That's unfortunately what I heard in general. Was it was a even tougher release than some of the previous ones to get hold of, which is a real shame for those Chaos collectors. So apologies for those guys out there who didn't get one. And hopefully, you know, you'll be able to pick one up on the black market.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But, you know, same time, I know there was a massive saving. I'm sure my bank account is quite happy not having to spend that much.
Yes. Because was it 150 quid or something like that, was it? Or
I think it was 140 or something. I saw the price for somewhere.
Fair enough.
Although that would have given me a lot to work through for a while.
Well, I was going to say that would have been a nice little set. I mean, I must admit I would be annoyed if there was a specific Templar release, but the nice thing about Templars, I don't see many more, I suppose, box set / releases for them now, because obviously their main key difference is their Crusader squads and things like that, so they're already covered. I don't see them releasing additional models for the range, to be honest. I think they'll keep it at that and really leave the rest up to being conversions. So
yeah,
because there's enough Marines out there.
Plenty of Marines out there.
Well, we've just let's see it. What time are we on? I think we can start this little. I think it's time to go through the entries, don't you?
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Shall we have a little?
Yeah, I'm just getting them queued up.
I'm going to the Chaos Lord on foot, Rules Lawyer, I think is an absolutely stunning model. I'm really looking forward to getting hold of him at some point.
Okay.
And what Old World army did you get?
Ooh, Old World. Could do that instead. Let's go Old World. Yeah.
Yes, do a 20,000 point Old World.
I might vomit. I think that would actually make me feel physically sick trying to paint that many Old World models.
You got to do goblins.
Oh God, no.
Yep, sorry, Tom.
Just goblins. That's my only choice. Yeah.
Yep. No orcs, no trolls.
No giants. Can I do giants? Just giants. No.
You can have squeaks, but little squeaks. No, those big ones.
No, the tiny ones that you have to paint with a single blade on your brush.
Yeah, little squigs. And when you make those points up, Getting a mangler squigs or whatever they are. Tiny, tiny, tiny squigs.
Well, anyway, so obviously we asked you guys to paint up your interpretation of where Bear or Black Templar models were kind of, you do whatever you want to do, absolutely fine. Just your kind of interpretation of the scheme, the theme, whatever you wanted to do, absolutely, yeah. So we had I think I counted 5 entries for this one.
Ooh.
So I am going to put them up in no particular order. So here we go. We're going to have number 1. This is from Aaron, which I think was his entry. He didn't actually say it was his entry, but it was the last thing I found from him, which was painted. So
that looks like a Black Templar with a big boy Thunderhammer
and a Death Watch arm pad.
Yeah.
So can't say fairer than that.
Yeah, I mean that Death Watch shoulder pad and arm look amazing.
Look very cool.
That's a nice
good
bit
cloakage
of like...
as well.
Yeah, some really good work there, Aaron.
I don't know if you're actually in chat tonight, Aaron, but if you are, well done. That's just looking mighty fine.
Oh, he is.
Oh yes, I got very distracted by an Orc release. That is fair enough. I know you have a particularly good Orc army, so yeah, obviously go where your heart goes. I mean, I mean, you could have done a Black Templar Orc. That would have been very odd.
Yeah, done a flip of the jewel.
Yeah,
could have had an Orc getting the Emperor's Champion. That'd have been quite good.
Maybe I'll have a go at doing that one. No.
Yeah, maybe we should flip it around the other way. But yeah, absolutely lovely. That, you know, the pauldron, the Deathwatch pauldron and stuff just comes alive.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really nice. Although you can kind of mistake it for a classic like Black Temper with the robes and the pauldron. It's just that side of his body looks incredible. Yeah. So yeah, I really love that.
So well done, Aaron. You know what you're getting right now.
Aaron. Ready, buddy? So, well done.
Number 2 in the list is Captain Jack's Knight. Now, I was slightly conflicted on this one. I know what you're trying to do. This is obviously. What is this knight called? I've forgotten what the name of this one is. I think it's Crassus, isn't it? It's a Crassus knight, but obviously it's a bit chaosified, but also Templarified. Which makes me feel slightly weird. But
weird excited.
I mean, it's a very good-looking model. And I can't deny the effort that's gone into the spiky bits as well, which is cool. But you know, seeing some traitorous symbols on one of the Emperor's machines, you know, on the SARS machines, makes me very sad.
Yeah, I should be happy.
But yeah, the base looks great. Was that one of the bases you did the other month? I think it was. I might be wrong. I know because also we had the base competition previously, didn't we?
Oh, I think it might be.
And I think it is one of those. If it is, Jack, obviously that's cool that you managed to use that for the use it for something like that. That's really good. I think it complements that colour scheme quite nicely actually as well. It was one of the awesome. See, look, guys, we're helping you do additional things with your hobby pieces that you do for us. Yeah, you get to reuse them. It's like upcycling, you know.
Yeah, because Captain Jack would have just had that knight lying around. So,
yeah. Oh, may as well
might do something with it.
May as well put a base on it.
Yeah. But as you know, yeah, I think Rules Lawyer just said the posing there is just really nice. It's a very nice dynamic pose. I don't know how well they are to pose those knights, how easy they are.
I imagine they're not too bad. I find most of the new knight kits, the joints on them are actually pretty acceptable to being moved around a fair bit. I think it's just when you get to the hand bits or towards the arm, they tend to get a bit, I suppose, floppy sometimes, unless you dab a bit of glue in a joint. Yeah, you made it really easy to pose and paint off the base. Oh, cool. Well, anyway, Captain Jack, very well done.
Jack. Ready, everybody? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Clap, 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 clap.
And now we're going on to the next entry. And this one belongs to the Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Oh, floating.
See some feet.
There we go. Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor's entry. It's clearly Wordbearer themed.
That's a master of possession.
That is a master possession, and I'm loving them flames.
Yeah.
I'm digging the flames.
Bam! Straight in your face.
Very vivid. So.
Yeah. How did you achieve that?
I don't know. That
friend.
Yeah. I don't know. I try to think because I had something similar with my Death Guard, but it wasn't quite as bright as that. But it's a similar effect. It's just mine was a bit more muted because Death Guard don't really need that kind of brightness. They like that kind of dark treacle death look. We've renamed my the warband leader for my Death Guard as Dark Treacle. There we go.
Dark Treacle. Yeah, that's it. Could be a stripper name.
It's Hexwraith. There we go. It's the old Hexwraith technical plane over the bright white. Nice. Yes, I thought. I was trying to remember the name of it. I've got some of that still because I know some people I know use it for Necrons as well. Sometimes the Hexwraith stuff. Get that kind of green in the in some of the brighter bits of the Necron models as well.
Very cool.
So yes. Well, Friend Inquisitor, well done.
Yes, that looks really nice. Well done, my friend. Well done. Ready? Clap, 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 clap.
And then we have another one. This one is from Orkster. Oh, come on now. There we go. A very angry looking Wordbearer.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that grimace.
Yeah, he's not happy, is he?
He's obviously seen something he doesn't like. I assume it's something Templar related.
Well, he is a sorcerer, so he probably has seen into the future. I'm gone.
Either that, or he's constantly having a debate with a demon in the back of his head. I mean, that could also be happening right now. Just trying to keep it at bay.
Keep demons at bay. But yes, such a cool model. I do love the sorcerer model.
Is that the genuine sorcerer one? Is that a genuine model one? It's not a conversion because I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times in person. It's quite a cool model. Yeah, it's not one I have. It's one I keep thinking about, but I was like, I've already got.
I like the little dragons. They're quite cool.
Yeah, the backpack. That's kind of a cool. I don't know if is that the original one that comes with it. Let's have a quick look at the website.
Is that a Lodge reference?
Sorcerer.
Model came with the Imperium magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, says okay.
Where is it? Yes, same backpack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a bit of a callback and a shout out to the original kind of metal ones they sculpted all those years ago. They had very similar backpacks then. So it's nice. It's a nice old and new kind of thing that goes on.
Alpha Legion vibes, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
But anyone can be Alpha Legion, so.
Yeah, exactly. Even Templars.
Yes.
Oh,
I know. It could be the longest ruse ever.
Yeah. Empress champion is Alfarius.
He got locked inside a bit of armor and he's just going around crusading.
Yeah, exactly. But no, a gorgeous red you've got there as well.
Very nice deep red on that. That's very good. Very word-bearery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very beautiful. Good job. So, without further ado.
And we have one final one. Now, I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to try and get it right. This was from the Johnsonator.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if he's watching the stream. Dom just put a word-bearer in chat there.
There we go.
Johnsonator.
The Johnsonator. Yes, this is an amazing sculpt.
Is this actually another genuine model, by the way? Is this from something?
Yes. I think it's the Forge World Games Workshop. Warhammer World exclusive model.
Oh, I See, that's why I haven't seen it anywhere, because I don't recall seeing this in anything that I've seen before. Because it's a very striking model, I would say.
Yeah, oh, no, it's absolutely beautiful. When we were up there last time, I was looking for it, and I didn't think they had it, so I was a bit gutted. But he is such a cool sculpt, and yeah, it's word bearers through and through, really, isn't it? There's no two ways about it, to
No,
be
not
honest.
really. I don't think you can. I don't think you can kind of take it away from him, really, can you?
No, exactly. Yeah, you can't.
Well, obviously, the Johnsonator. If you are sort of watching this back at some point, you're going to get a clap now, which is tradition, because I think it's the first time you've entered this as well, if I believe.
I think for a while. I think we had him last year
Yeah.
doing a few bits, but it's been a while.
So well done.
Yes, congratulations. So ready, steady, everybody, let's go for it. Clap, 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 clap.
All right. So I'm going to get rid of that, and we'll move on.
Look at all this clap going on there. All these happy little hands.
The demon's going to be pissed too. Corn demon being brought into existence by a saucy boy. Sorky boy, rather. Not a I mean, saucy boy might work. Could work. These demons are quite weird. I'd imagine more of a Sneshi demon, maybe.
They're like a saucy boy.
Yeah. Anyway, definitely. So we had a chat about this. There was a little bit of back and forth on a couple of these. And the model that we've decided is this one. Boom!
Oh my goodness. What a nice twist on everything.
Yes. I know. It's like,
well,
it hurt.
Good. So where it should be, Tom.
So Captain Jack, well done. There was a combination of the posing, the paint job, base. It was a very nice kind of combo piece. And the fact that you took a Black Templar and kind of the chaos side of word bearing kind of thing and kind of smashed them together in a weird way. That yeah.
A big investment in in one of our whims. So yes, amazing stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, technically there's two. I'm going to count this as a loyalist entry. If I squint, I can't see the spikes.
I mean, they're definitely there. There's a corn symbol. But guys, everyone who entered this, thank you very much. Because hopefully you've all got a nice new model to sit on the side, or maybe the start of a new army.
Yep, these things happen. It only takes one model. That should be our new mantra.
Yeah,
one
model at a time.
One brushstroke, one paint pot, one model at a time.
Yeah, definitely. guys, how come we've only got 3 thumbs up on the like so far? So many of you watching.
Yeah, I know. There's 10 of you right there now, and I can see the stats. So
yeah,
I can see 6 at the moment, 6 likes now. But it would be good to get that to the same number of concurrent viewers. I mean, if you can't use your hands, use your feet. Can't use your feet, use your nose. Oh, there you go. There we go. Someone will see had to use their nose.
We appreciate that.
But yes, well done for all those entries, guys. Really appreciate your efforts. Do we have another one for this one, or do we want to? Maybe we announce one next week on the premiere.
I think we should. Yeah, we should do one next week during the premiere.
We'll try and think of something apocalypsy.
Yeah.
So I do have a vague idea, but we'll talk about it after, because I'll see if we can come together with something which makes a interesting little vibe for a little challenge over the month. So yeah, we'll get. Don't worry, we're not doing it, guys. But we just thought we'd tie it in with the actual premiere release next week. It kind of ties in nicely for kind of getting a few people to hopefully get on board with the painting side of it. And after everyone's watched lots of models on a board beat each other up, it tends to inspire a little bit sometimes. That's what we find anyway. Because like I said, I'm already thinking about how I'm going to spare my force and do the next one, all this jazz. And also we're even talking about getting another little game together with some not randoms, but people that we know. I mean, there's a couple of
randoms.
These random people. No, as in people that we know,
Play
our
40K,
friends. And
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, you want to play on the street, just walking around Bexhill going, yeah,
Yeah.
you want to play 40k?
Yeah, you want to roll some dice, dear kid?
We're not doing it. Thank you, Freddie. I think we're gonna turn you into like Epidemius. I think he's the list maker. You're just gonna sit there and make lists of our quotes, and we'll we'll ask you to give us a quote every week of something that we've said in the past, as a kind of a send off at the end of each stream.
Should put it on a t-shirt maybe.
We're not doing it.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
We are doing it. But yes.
So yeah, you got ideas to expand your force, have you, Thomas?
Yes. Well, actually,
Nice.
I think I was telling you the other day because I think you made the comment after the game finished about the difference in the model quality. Once you had once I had all my firstborn Crusaders on the board and they were standing next to all the other ones, it just doesn't look right, does it?
No. Whatever force there is, because I kind of made the decision with my force on the weekend that I was going to try not to put any old Legionnaires in.
Oh, Dom. That's
So,
brutal.
There is a lot of Legionnaires.
I
in
know,
that.
mate. It's
basically.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, hang on, let's see if I can point them out. Like this shelf, you can see how thick it is full of models. The old Legionnaires, they were just watching as their brothers got packed away for battle. And they're like, we want to be with you. I'm sorry, guys, you've got to stay in that cupboard.
Yeah. And I think I think the sad thing about it is because, you can, when I get to the point of doing it, I'm probably going to aim to replace all of my firstborn with obviously new Primary S1 sculptor ones. But that actually actively sabotages my attempt to get a higher point number. Because I'm not adding to the force, I'm replacing. So I'm going to have to work doubly hard to get to that point. So it's going to be kind of, I basically I said to Dom, I'm going to buy I'm hoping to buy like a Crusade squad a month or something like that and do them. Yeah, just something like one a month. Because they come in smaller packs. It's not the most kind of unrealistic thing to do. And the benefit is that I can buy them Crusade squads, and if I want to run some Scout squads as well, I'll have the Scouts from there, and I could run them as like standard intercessors, and they'll look better because they'll have the Templar iconography on them, and there's tabards and all this kind of stuff, and you get a reasonably good mix in the Crusade squad. It's just not quite. I think I'm going to have to get some add-on kits to make sure that if I want to make up combat ones, I can do combat, because the Crusade squad itself doesn't normally come with all the stuff to make a focused Crusader squad. It's normally mixed. I find a bit weird because obviously, especially when you look at the Templar Righteous Crusade detachment, it's all about combat. But obviously they mix a lot of bolter-based weapons in on there as well, which is it's fine. It's just obviously when you're trying to build it into a certain theme, it just means you got to buy more models.
Yeah,
a lot more models.
Wonder why they've done that.
Yeah, I cannot possibly think why Games Workshop have taken this particular direction and policy. And especially they've now increased the prices again. Obviously, I don't think we mentioned that last week actually, because obviously they had a 3 to 5% markup on a lot of models, which is a shame. But I don't know. I think
I've heard it's a bit of a split between 3 to 5, and it's in some cases a bit higher than 3 to 5.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting how you look at it, but
I think the best way to say this is that at the end of the day, it's a hobby that you don't have to do if you can't afford it, I suppose, or you do it in a slower fashion, because it is disposable income you're supposed to be using on this. I suppose that's a real. But at the same time, I
disagree.
No. I was going to say, but at the same time, I don't feel quite right to that, because sometimes you want to get involved with something and it becomes a bit of a barrier to just getting slightly involved with it, because you can't get the things that you actually want. Not as quick as you used to anyway. Let's put it that way. Which is a shame. So I don't know what to say really. It's just.
I think just generally, like the way the Games Workshop kind of sell themselves now. They're constantly putting the prices up.
Yeah.
Although they release these box sets as kind of like, oh look, we're doing it as you get a discounted price for blah 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 blah. All 12 of the boxes that we've released to the global market, we've said, and you're like, great, but there's not enough of them.
No.
They're not a constant thing on the website that you can constantly buy. It's a limited release.
Correct.
And the way the hobby goes is they're constantly changing the rules, rightly or wrongly so, like however you want to, like updates, constant points, FAQs, flip things out that are least popular to make them more popular. So and the way the games run is more of a competitive way.
Yeah.
So to keep coherent in the hobby and to keep relevant, you have to spend money to keep buying all the stuff, and for them to up the price. And also, for you said it's you shouldn't play the hobby. You can't help it. You're addicted to it.
I know.
It's like once
by the way,
you're
I don't
in.
mean you shouldn't play it. I'm just trying to say that ultimately there's a price barrier now, and I think it's very tough not to be able to do something you actually want to do. But obviously, if you can't afford it, and if you genuinely can't afford it, you just it's not very wise to spend a lot of money on plastic. That's all I'm saying. It's just but
no, I mean it isn't. Yeah, it's absolutely right. You shouldn't.
I know, but it's not. But I've done it. You've done it. We've done it multiple times. We've bought stuff that I've bought loads of stuff in this hobby that I definitely shouldn't have bought 100%. And I'm not trying to put people off. It's just one of those things that I do feel it must suck if you especially if you got into a budget of buying a certain amount every month. That's now going to change again for the 5th, 6th year running. And they do push the FOMO button big time with the box sets. And if they're making money off the box sets at that price, if you think about, I think if you add up the box set prices, they work out cheaper per set when you buy them sort of as a box set rather than individually. So they're obviously still making money on that. So
that's the thing.
So
they are still making money.
Exactly.
They're still making money
at that lower price.
Army boxes.
At that lower price, and that's the bit that I don't understand. Because surely it should put the price of the whole box set up if that was the genuine price.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bit that annoys me, I think. And your one's a classic example. You had a set you actually wanted for quite a while,
it's gone.
And you had no hope in hell, quite frankly.
No.
Not unless you're. I mean, actually, fair. I had the same problem when I bought Vicky's Christmas present. Oh no, it was her birthday present back last year when the the Red Angels box set came out. I even got up early and sat in front of the computer just to get on the website quick enough. And I still couldn't get on to get it. And I ended up very luckily finding it in a very small kind of store somewhere in Ashford, sort of a little while away, and ordered it online there. And they had one. They only got allocated one copy, and I got it.
Yeah.
So but that was pure luck. But and then you'll obviously there will be some out there, but they will be priced at a much more extortionate price than Games Workshop's charging them. So
absolutely. And the thing is, like these things that they know they're going to sell loads of. Like obviously, sometimes it's a bit of a gamble if they're going to sell it or they're not going to sell it. But for instance, in this case, they were going to sell it.
Yes.
And they should have just gone. Actually, it's not going to be limited. You can buy as many as you want, and people would still buy them straight away when they come out, and they would go, "I'm going to start an army. I'm going to buy that box set straight away."
I still think they should just give gamers a bit of credit on how long they'll wait for something they actually want and say, look, we're going to do a pre-order window of a week. As long as you order it in this week, at some point there will be a box for you coming at some point. Because they did that with one of the releases, and yes, it was annoying that you might have had to wait an extra X amount of time, but ultimately if you want those models, you'll wait for them.
Yeah.
Or you'll cancel the order and pick up another one from somewhere else if someone doesn't want them, or you've got an offer nearby. And at the end of the day, even if they made too many, they would eventually sell because they're very popular items and the price on them is actually reasonable.
Absolutely.
That's it. Indomitus. It was Indomitus box. Thank you for naming it. Because I remember I managed to get one. I actually bought two almost on at the same time. Because I think me and Dom got a box set each to share and split because it was the Necron Marine release, wasn't it? I think.
The Necron one we did, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we both ordered one. We got them, but then a couple of we know ordered them and got them a month later, which is very frustrating. But what are you going to do? But the only reason they did that second run is because they got such backlash from the community about it because it was their biggest, one of the biggest releases they'd done in a long time. Because this was 9th, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And they didn't really. I don't think they were prepared. And the funny thing is, they did the same with 10th, I think, as well. when they had Warhammer Fest, they were not prepared for the popularity of their own product, which I find incredibly amusing, considering they're in control of all their own stats. They know how many people are buying their stuff, overall, and what they're selling, and they, you do a big release on a day, and you don't cover the demand, which is madness, really, because I don't know what their production chain is like, because obviously I don't do that kind of stuff. It's not my thing, but it can't be bad, right? They've been doing it a few years.
They've got a massive buying power, and yet they still can't or choose not to.
Yeah, that's the bit. That's the bit we don't know. That's the bit we.
I don't think it would be down to anything more than like they just decide this is what we're going to do. Once it's gone, it's gone. They'll be addicted then, and then they'll just keep buying stuff. But I just think generally for someone getting into the hobby, if you can save, that's it. It's about getting into the hobby. How expensive is it to start a brand new army where you've got nothing secondhand or hand-me-downs or anything like that? But if Games Workshop had this Chaos Force, for instance, and went, cool, we're keeping it on there forever. It's 150 quid, whatever the Games Workshop price was for it. Quick look, it was on there.
Like I said, even if they were made to order, it's not. I just don't understand. Yeah, it's just somewhere you can order them.
That's a great investment because that's a massive force. Can I find it on here? £140, and people just go, actually, I will start an army. That's how I'm going to start. £140. Obviously, it's not going to be my only purchase. I'm going to buy some more stuff.
Yeah, and
then bam, you get more.
You had to hook people in with that initial buy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember buying that. Well, I remember when you made me buy that Marine Force.
And look where you are now, 17,000 points.
I know, it just didn't stop. You keep telling me to buy everything. It's like it sends me a message every morning. If you bought your Warhammer models today, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. Where are your ATVs?
No, I'm not buying ATVs.
Well, I think you'd like them if you did, Tom.
Why do you think I'd like them? I don't understand.
I just think maybe come Christmas. Yes.
If you buy me ATVs for Christmas, I will convert them not to be ATVs.
Will you Tom? Or will you be very grateful for your ATVs?
I'll be very grateful, but they may sit on the shelf for a while. I'm always grateful because I'm polite. What's that? Leviathan. They at least handled Leviathan well. Leviathan wasn't. I didn't see too much trouble over the actual Leviathan release. No, he won't buy them. He won't own them. Buy him 12. I'm not buying them or using them or painting them or putting them together or there's so many options.
That's true. That's true, Tom.
No, you see. You know how this poll's going to go, all right? Why have you...
Ah!
I have to vote myself. Can I even vote myself? I don't think I can. Oh, for Christ's sake. I could just end the poll. But then...
if you end the poll, it's still 100% yes, you should. Tom.
I know. But that's what it's going to be at the end as well. So it's kind of irrelevant, isn't it? Because, people will go, oh, it's so funny that Tom's been bought ATVs by Tom.
Look how happy he is.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, someone has put a no in. See, someone's being.
Yeah, I think we all know who that is. Victoria.
You don't get a say in your own army, do you? Once I've collected 3 of everything in the codex, then I'll get some. Because I'll feel bad that I haven't collected that last 3 data entries. It's the same with Desolators Marines.
Oh, okay. What would you rather have? 3 squads of Desolators or 3 ATVs?
Oh, Desolators.
Really?
I can convert the Desolators to look better.
Okay, fair enough. I think ATVs are cool looking models.
They look like quad bikes.
Yeah, nothing wrong with quad bikes. Quad bikes are cool.
Thank you, rules lawyer. Thank you. Oh, it's gone to 50-50 now.
No, people have made mistakes. People have made...
The Mario Kart model. Yeah, I know, Freddie, but they are quad bikes, but they look like very bad quad bikes, and I preferred because obviously they are the replacement to the heavy bike, the heavy bike model, which used to have the melter on it, and the two guys attack bike, two people sitting on it, which looked so much better. And I think an outrider with a sidecar it would have looked really cool as well. Actually, that's basically what I'm getting at.
Well, no, I like the ATV. I think if anything, they should bring out more versions of the ATV.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, I also find it incredibly amusing that obviously Games Workshop brought out all of these repulsor tanks, which are all anti-grav based things, whatever gravity things, and yet they went bikes. Let's keep them on wheels.
Yeah. Definitely keep them on wheels.
The sidecar reminds me of Paul Robin in the Adam West Batman series. I think the classics shouldn't get much around. I think actually the bikes should have been left very similar to how they used to be, and that's why I like the look of the Outrider bikes, but I dislike the way the model plays. I mean, Dom saw that over the weekend. They're the most useless model, I think. In one of the most used models in the Marine Codex, I think. It just because they don't perform very well. I think their kind of place has been a bit lost because they have no customization on the guys on the bike. I think that's one of the big issues because obviously the old bike squads used to be able to at least give the sergeant some kind of power fist or something. And now you can only pair them with like a chaplain on a bike, obviously, and he gives I think a buff to their shooting. Actually, Dom's sending me stuff now. Oh, Dom has just said the internet has gone down. I'll just check if he's actually going to make it. Just checking how he's doing. Oh, and he's gone. I'll just put that back on focus for a minute while we're doing that. They should have been grav bikes, and the sergeant should have got. Yes, that's friendly because that is exactly what I was thinking as well. Right, Dom has unfortunately lost his internet, so we're probably going to have to call it there for tonight anyway, guys. We were about to wrap up anyway because obviously our hour's basically done there. So without further ado, I'd just like to say thank you all so much for joining us in the evening, as usual. It's been absolutely great to hang out with all you guys. And obviously we will see you next week. So don't forget, we're going to do the premiere next week on Tuesday. We'll probably do it at the same time, about 8 o'clock. I'll try and have it so it's there with a countdown, so none of you guys forget. And then basically we'll set up a Discord channel for you to come in. You can have a chat with us as well. We'll have a bit of back and forth maybe that evening. Might be quite good to have a chat with you all. If it gets too rowdy there, we'll put you on mute. All right. That was fine. So thank you very much. I am Dom. I'm not Dom. I'm Tom. I was going to say he's Dom, but he's not even here. Dom's over that way, but not online. So have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.